Hey guys, subscribe for daily content, and if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got an exciting unboxing video to share with you guys. A knife from a company that I am not familiar with at all, but because of what it is, I think a lot of you will be very excited. This is very much what I have been hoping and expecting to see. By the way, I do still think that this is inevitably going to be widespread, and I'm going to keep yakking about it until it is, because the way that they did this is superior. It just is. But thank you so much to Meteor Knives. I'll show you guys their social media here. There's the website. That's probably what I'll have linked down below. I don't know if this is available yet. I think that they had something on their Instagram saying that it was releasing on February 24th. Obviously, I'm late, right? I just don't have enough room in my schedule to get everything out exactly on time. But if you want to reach out or go to their social medias, right, or email them, there's all their information. Thanks to Meteor Knives for sending this in. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. Please make sure your notifications are turned on for the Metal Complex YouTube channel. So what is this? What's special about it? God, it's big. Ooh, it's a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. That's cool. So we've got another crossbar lock, but wait. Is it? Yes, it is. It's not your basic, simple crossbar lock. It functions the way a crossbar lock does, ambidextrous by nature, sliding a bar in behind that lock surface there. But instead of omega springs, it's a coil spring. It's starting to happen. It's starting to happen. Good Lord, the action on that. Big old crazy recurve, obviously the aesthetic of this. I think this is the Reaper. Is that what this is? Oh, yeah, it says it right there. There we go. Obviously, the aesthetic is going to be something that is polarizing. We'll see people saying, I don't like this, or pee-pee yellow, yucky pee-pee. Every time I see this, I say pee-pee because I'm programmed to do that. Yes, astute observation. There are different variations of this. What we should be gathering from this, the part of this that we should all be absorbing is there are more companies willing to replace the feeble and outdated and unreliable omega springs, this coming from somebody who has actually never broken an omega spring, but I hear about that failure more often than any other failure with any other lock, because omega springs do break, and omega spring crossbar locks are amongst the most prominent in the knife world. It's a good, strong locking system, and it's ambidextrous. There's nothing wrong with the crossbar lock, except for the fact that it utilizes omega springs. Oh my God, are you guys kidding me? There's another little feature here. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Them getting ahead here. You can actually pull it back from here. Now, let me say this. The traction's pretty good. It's pretty good. You might slope this. I don't know if going slightly above flush is the best idea. This is really good though. At first I used my fingernail, right? And then I'm using just the traction provided by the jimping. It does work, but I got to work at it a bit. So this is really smooth and it feels really good. The tabs here, these provide plenty of traction. We need either more traction here or ideally a slope, right? This is super cool though. Being able to disengage and re-engage, well, disengage and re-engage. Disengage the lock, and you can even deploy the lock. You can deploy the knife like this if you want to. But getting this ambidextrous nature, the ability to manipulate it from either side, and it's the same way. You get the strength of the crossbar lock, which, let's be honest, the crossbar lock provides substantially more strength than most people will ever need. If you need more strength than the crossbar lock in your folding knife, I would question that, what you're doing with your knife. I would say what you're doing with your knife is probably not a folding knife task, and you're trying to force a folding knife into the role of a fixed blade and likely the role of a pry bar, hatchet, hammer, or something like that. So that's more on you than it is the locking system. But getting the strength of this, the ease of manipulation, and then combining it with substantially better reliability in a coil spring. The coil spring is just factually going to be better. That's very cool. What are we looking at for the blade steel here on the Reaper? XW42. Is that a steel? If that's a steel, I've never heard of it. There's no other information on the box. This is not a review. This is just an unboxing and first impressions. Nothing here suggests that this knife should be wildly expensive. We have a plain steel. I think it's steel. Let's just use the magnet on it real quick. It is, in fact, actually, it's not. Or it's either non-magnetic steel or it's titanium. We have what I assume is probably the same material for the backspacer. Yeah, in fact, none of this. It's only up here that the crossbar lock and all of the different pieces of hardware there are steel. So back here, I'm guessing that's titanium. This is Ultim. A lot of companies trying to pass this off as a premium material right now. It is not. It's not a premium material. Guitar picks are made out of it. It's very inexpensive. It's cool, right? And it's fairly durable. But I think a lot of companies are kind of hoping that people don't realize that it's actually a very inexpensive material. And that's fine, right? I mean, if the end result of this is that it's overpriced or it's an incredible deal, you know, the main takeaway of this, you know, obviously I'll review it and I'll criticize if the price is too high. I have no idea what XW42 is. I've never heard of that. Maybe it's a budget steel, maybe it's a premium steel, who knows? The main takeaway from this is that these companies can and are willing to produce crossbar locks with coil springs. This should be the most prominent locking system on the market, right? It should be. And yeah, you can say, well, it's boring, but this would be the best, you know, combination of things. We can find a way, like all these companies find a way to do this and do it in, you know, in an inexpensive way. Then you do have this sort of baseline, safe, easy to manipulate, ambidextrous locking system that's very strong. That is ideal. 1,000. I mean, like, you know, Omega springs are easy to replace and they're not expensive to replace, but they're annoying. They're annoying to replace. And if you bust one or both while you're using it, I think it'll still operate on one Omega spring. You bust both while you're using it, well, that's it. You have to shove a stick in there or something to get it to keep going. This should just continue to operate. I mean, not much is just going to cause an Omega spring to, or a coil spring to bust. So this is pretty neat. I don't know what this is priced at because I don't know what the steel is. It's very obviously a Chinese-made product, which is fine, and it looks to be very well made. It reminds me a lot of MaxAce, like a lot. I don't know if that's who the OEM is. I have no idea, but it's very MaxAce-y. Perfect centering, all of that. The lockup is completely and totally solid, and we almost certainly run on bearings. Love this, though. That's cool. This spine operated. I mean, I can get it. You just have to push really hard. I have to focus on it, right? Now, if I'm focusing too hard on that and my fingers are like right here, then black, you know, I get to shave off the tips of my fingers. I don't want to do that. I think more jimping and sloped here. And you say, well, you do that and they're just copying the shark lock. That's just the tab. The reason the shark lock works so well is because it has that slope right there. Now, a lot of people complain about how sharp that is, so I think the key is slope it, knock the edges down, jimp it properly. Edges knocked down, slope, jimp it. Give us deeper teeth on the jimping. That's probably going to be the way to do that, but this is a really, really good idea. I love seeing the ball rolling on this, and every company would be wise. Every company would be wise to explore either your top liner locks, your compression locks, your button-operated top liner locks, your button-operated frame and liner locks, and your crossbar locks with your coil springs. These are the new locking system. They're not, I mean, like the compression lock isn't new, but these are the locking systems that companies should be exploring if they want to continue to sell products, because I can tell you that as good as some of these companies still do, selling the same stuff over and over again, their time will run out. The community will lose interest on things like that, and they're going to flood what's left of the knife community. You know, like, because ever since, you know, COVID hit and this community exploded with people looking to find new hobbies while they were sitting at home, a lot of those people have sort of lost interest. So we're getting back closer to, you know, it's still a lot larger, but closer to the original size. And these people, the you know, especially who watch YouTube content like this, are going to get very, very bored very, very quickly with a lot of the same stuff that we've seen over and over and over again. So locking systems like this are much more of a green light, I think. But this is cool. I'm glad that they sent it in. I'll absolutely review it. I'll put the appropriate links down in the description. That's going to be it for today. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.